Good afternoon, chart Spartans. I haven't made a video over the past couple of months because I'm lazy and I do not deserve the riches of life. But here is my update on gold, silver and the miners. Gold has broken out. Congratulations everyone that's been holding over the past year and who's been adding more. You will be the heroes of your children and your grandchildren. Now, as we can see in gold, we have this giant cup and handle pattern that is now completing. Typically, when one of these patterns completes, we would expect to see a huge move to the upside, and I'm thinking a target of around 3,000 is reasonable for this year in gold. Now, the reason I think it could move so high is because history is my guide. In 2004, we saw a similarly large pattern complete, and that went on to make a 350% move from the neckline. See, I've handily left the markings on here. Now, this isn't the only example we've seen in gold's history. In 1978, we saw a large cup and handle pattern breakout, and that led to a 320% move. And in 1971, we saw a cup and handle pattern breakout, and that led to a 350% move. So 3 times in gold's history we have seen this pattern, and it's led to a greater than 300% move. If we were to see a similar move today, we would expect to see gold at around 7,000. 7,000. So great stuff. Now, having a look at silver. Silver also has a cup and handle pattern, but unlike gold, silver is a lot more undervalued. Silver needs to rise about 100% just to get to where gold is today. And I think the key level to watch in silver is this probably 27, where it comes into play with this resistance line, which has been in place since 2011. Once silver can break 27, I think it should be a straight shoot all the way up to all-time highs, maybe up to about $52. And the reason I think this is because it's got, firstly, catch up to do with gold, and it is very similar to this move we saw in 2020 when there was a bit of a consolidation under this long-term resistance level, and then in the space of several weeks it shot up probably about 60 to 100%. So silver is looking very good as well. And I think what's interesting with silver is the history of silver's price is just a series of cup and handles. So we've got this big cup and handle here. Then if we go back, we've got this even bigger cup and handle in silver. And then we can even find some more cup and handles as we go further back. And it's just quite handy for giving you a guide for the price trajectory as we move forward through time. So that is silver. Now, having a look at the GDXJ. The last time I made a video, I spoke about the bullish divergence on the weekly time scale with the GDXJ. When you see large bullish divergence, which is where you got a lower low in price and a higher low in the RSI, it is a very good signal that price is about to turn around and you could start a move upwards, and that's exactly what we saw. It was also the same macroeconomic environment as we saw in 2016 with the start of a rate hike cycle, and in 2016 we had the same technical setup. So bullish divergences are, especially on a large time scale, are something you cannot ignore. And I've written this down in my top tips notebook, and you can write it down as well. Bullish divergences on large time scales cannot be ignored. Same for bearish divergences, but we're not there yet. Now, with the current move in the GDXJ, we're up about 40%, and I think it could probably still double this year. I think the GDXJ could reach about 100 by September this year. You can tell because it's got an arrow there. It's got to do it. But I've also mentioned before that we've got about 9 years of price consolidation under this 52 level in the GDXJ. and that's currently where we're nestled up against at the moment. So once we break out of this 50 level, we have 9 years of energy stored up. I think it's going to be explosive. The amount of free cash flow the gold miners are producing, this is possibly the best sector in the stock market. And it is, I think, my favourite investment at the moment. It's certainly where I have the most capital allocated to out of all the asset classes, and it's looking really good. So hopefully